Welcome into the Broadway Shuffle, a Texas Tech sports podcast. As always, I am Brennan Baxter, pleased to be joined by my co-host Clayton Anderson and the one and only Conrad Mills. On today's show, we debate if JT Toppin is too one-dimensional and where CBS Sports has Texas Tech football slotted in the way too early playoff rankings for 2026. If this is your first time into the show, we invite you to subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts so you never miss an episode. So, guys, I want to start with this coming off the Kansas loss. And, Clayton, my take is watching the game, you have Christian Anderson come out with an illness and is unable to go, and JT Toppin gets mauled, essentially, by Kansas's big guys. And it got me thinking, we saw how good JT Toppin was last year and obviously how talented he is this year, going to his left, getting to his spots in the post, getting to his left hand. But I'm watching how Kansas was able to double him, and he wasn't able to get to the free throw line or shoot three-pointers very well. And my thought is, where did he bring new skills into 2025, or is he the same player that he was in 2024? And is he too one-dimensional? So if you have a guy like Christian Anderson that can't go, is he easy to just double? Like, did you see concerns from JT Toppin's game after, yes, you almost still found a way to win the game, but without Christian Anderson, Kansas could essentially completely take JT Toppin out of the game, and it left me a little concerned. What say you?
Yeah, this is a firm no for me. And I do get where you're coming from. I get the premise of the question. But my take on this is, like, yes, I wish the JT was like a better shooter. He could step out. I wish he was equally as good with his right as he is with his left. But if he was all those things, he would not still be in college. He'd be in the pros. And for, a college player like what he is right now is still very, very good. And I think there are aspects of the game that he's improved this year. Obviously, the shooting's regressed, but I think he's a better passer this year. I think he's better handling the ball in the open court in transition. But I think, obviously, his greatest strength is being the short roll guy and making plays off the pick and roll. And when you don't have your point guard who's best operating that area, then he's definitely going to struggle. So, of course, I wish that he was better. He could just take on a double team, score, create from the 3-point line. But as far as like realistic players go, I think he's pretty good. I was actually looking through his game logs from this year. He's already scored 27 or more 8 times, which is more than Keenan Evans in his entire career at Tech. So if he is limited in some areas, like, I'll take whatever he is.
Yeah, obviously. And I'm not sitting here saying, man, JT Toppin's not a top 5 player in college basketball. I'm just watching that game. I left concerned. If you want to make a run to a championship, you're going to need JT Toppin to play very well. And how Kansas was able to defend him with bigger guys that you don't always play. And not everyone's got the size that Kansas has. I was thinking, man, I wish he would have come into this season with a right hook or a jab or something in the mid-range or in the 3-point game that's a little more consistent, where if they take that away, he can still go score because you need him to. So, Conrad, that's my take on it. Clayton firmly disagrees. Where do you stand on JT Toppin after seeing him not being able to get it done against Kansas?
Yeah, I just need to start by saying I'm just so happy to be back on the Broadway Shuffle, man. It was hard not being with you guys on Sunday, but it is what it is, and I'm back. So I'll say this. Look, JT Toppin's a fantastic player, and obviously I think for me, the taste in my mouth of losing 2 straight, specifically against UCF on the road, which is not a game you think you would lose. Not a bad team like you guys talked about, but not a team that you would think Texas Tech, playing at the level they are or were, would lose to. And then coming home and losing to Kansas, not having CA out there, that's tough. And so I think everything I'm going to say, and I think, Brennan, even what you've said, is a little bit tainted by our recent 2 games, which it's completely justified to be. Right, like that's understandable, losing these 2 back-to-back when you beat BYU, when you beat Houston, when you beat Duke, like when you have the team this team is. Do I think JT is not the player that he's been all year? Absolutely not. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's definitely not a perfect player, but there's no such thing. And so I'm still optimistic about where he can be. I do think, though, what I will say, and agreeing with you a little bit, he's not the same player out there without CA, without Christian, because the defense does not have to worry the same way they do when Christian's out there. That may sound like captain obvious. Well, I mean, that's true. Kansas obviously played to that really well. And so I think when you have CA back out there on the floor with him running the plays they were, and having the chemistry they do, I think you'll see him back to the level he is. But he is one dimensional to some degree, but he's really good on that one dimension. So it's hard for me to be mad at it entirely.
Well, and you're hoping that Christian Anderson is healthy in your big and meaningful games as you get into March. And I get it. And people are going to come after me. That's fine. His points per game are up. His rebounds are up from 2024. He's still an all Big 12 player. He's a Big 12 Conference Player of the Year. He's great. I'm just saying, let's say Christian Anderson gets in foul trouble and you need JT Toppin to go win you a Sweet 16 game or an Elite 8 game. I'm a little more concerned. Like Houston choosing to double Christian Anderson. They were just choosing to blitz Christian Anderson. Like, it's like, we got to stop that guy. We'll play JT Toppin one-on-one. And I think without Christian Anderson, we saw Kansas have success and Tech be rushed into different three-point shots and Jalen Petty having to create a ton of bad shots, and just force up some three-pointers. And Clayton, I think that's where I'm really trying to go. It's not to discredit Toppin necessarily as a player, but it's to say, I don't know if he has enough in his game to completely take over against a team like Duke or Kansas the way Christian Anderson can. And if you get into the situation in a win-or-go-home game, I would be a little more nervous. Does that make a little more sense? Do I sound less like an idiot there? Or is it still, dude, like, mute your microphone?
No, it makes sense. I guess my thing is, like, without Christian Anderson or even with him getting in foul trouble, it's going to be very difficult to win a game. And I don't think it's fair to say that JT Toppin can't take over games because he's done that plenty of times in the past. I think you just saw, like, the importance of Christian and, like, just having a point guard like that play. Because, I mean, there wasn't a single player on our whole team who had an efficient game offensively. I think the entire team struggled. And obviously JT is part of that. So, yeah, I mean, I think, if a team is able to completely take away Christian scoring and passing, we're going to struggle. But I think, outside of that, JT is good enough to get you where you need to go. And he can win a game just as much as CA can.
And to be fair, I don't necessarily think that you can take away Christian Anderson completely. Like what he was able to do against Duke, what he's been able to do against Houston, I'm not concerned at all if Christian Anderson's on the floor. I'm just presenting a scenario. If something like this were to happen against a top 15 team in the country come March, Conrad, in my opinion, you could be in trouble.
Brennan, I just need the listeners to know, and I need you to know from the bottom of my heart that I've never thought anything you said has been idiotic except for your Buffalo Bills takes. That's the only thing ever.
That's fair.
And so I just need you to, I just need you to know that. I need the world to know that. But no, I mean, come March, man, it's going to be, it's not throw everything out the window time because you are what you are in March, but so much of March we know is matchups, right? Who are you playing? Who are you going against? What's the coaching like? And, even to look back to Monday for a second, I know Christian wasn't in the game, but Bill Self, for all his faults, is still a fantastic coach. And that program is still a fantastic program. And what the run they're on right now, they're playing really good basketball. So I don't want us to overreact necessarily to what we saw on Monday, even while it was disappointing.
And you still had a chance to win the game. I mean, you honestly should have won the game. You had a horrible turnover with a minute 30 to go. You're up 3 and you end up losing. And you had a top 5 pick, hit 2 dagger threes against you and it just cost you. But JT with 10.6 rebounds. Maybe I'm recency bias. Worst game I've seen him play really all season. Dude's a stud, but we'll see. So I did want to touch on the Christian Anderson side of things too. You're going into West Virginia, Clayton, hoping you're at full strength and then also needing a win. Like this, we talked about the Kansas game being a big game for staying on the 3 line, winning the Big 12, potentially. Winning the Big 12 is out the goal. That's out the door. That's not happening. So now you got to beat teams like West Virginia. You've got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat on the schedule, then hope you can split Iowa State, Arizona. What's your confidence level heading into Morgantown?
I'm fairly confident. I said all the same things on our last episode, but I think we win that game pretty easily if Christian plays, and I expect him to play this Sunday. I feel like this being a must win, and I know Kansas felt that way, but that really wasn't a must win. But this one really is. Like, your season can really turn for the worse if you lose 3 straight. I feel like everyone's going to be ready, and I think Christian, hopefully is over whatever was ailing him on Monday, and I think they come ready to play and they get it done.
Yeah, if they don't, we would be 0-3. Or Clay, you would be like 0-3 for sure. I think I'd be 1-1 in the last 2 predictions. Conrad, you like Texas Tech to come out of Morgantown with a win?
Yeah, but I mean it's gonna be a good environment. Obviously, if Christian plays, I feel really good. If he doesn't, I'm less confident. But I still think we'll get a win there. I don't think I just think us losing 3 straight with this staff and even JT, I feel like that's really unlikely.
I hope Grant plays my take in the locker room before the game and JT Toppin goes off for 40. I would love to see it.
Me too.
And I have tech beating West Virginia too. Sometimes you got to just instill a little fire, man. That's all I'm doing there, right? I'm just protecting the team long term. So don't come at me too hard. But hey, we got to talk some Texas Tech football. And Conrad, I know you've been waiting for this, and we've got to get to Texas Tech football. But before we do that, business owners, real question. Are you running your marketing with a game plan or just reacting week to week? WonderTree helps brands grow with strategy, ads, and creative builds to perform. So if you're tired of guessing, they bring clarity, and appreciate WonderTree for sponsoring the podcast. So we've got to get to actually some fairly recent news, and then I want to get into CBS and their rankings for Texas Tech. Shahan Jayaraja, friend of the show, had put out a 2026 preseason rankings, and then they have a way too early college football playoff prediction or projection. We'll see where Texas Tech falls in that. But Zarnell Fitch not returning. Defensive line coach for Texas Tech. It was announced that he will not be with the team in 2026. This is arguably coming off your best season ever with your front four and what that defensive line with Lee Hunter and SGH and Anthony Holmes were able to do. And then, of course, on the edge with David Baylor and Melo Height. So, Clayton, your thoughts on this news? How big of a deal is this? Should we be concerned that some of these new guys like Mateen that came into the team could leave? I mean, do you feel like Fitch was a huge part of this, or is it really NIL money compensation? We don't need to be concerned.
Probably somewhere in the middle. I think it's definitely something, I'm a little nervous about, knowing you exactly what you said. You lost the entire D-line from last year other than Holmes, and now you're losing their coach. And also Coach Ayu interviewing with some NFL teams, so you could lose the outside linebackers coach too. That's just a lot of changes, but I trust Joey to make a good hire. That's like, I feel like Joey's biggest strength is just being the CEO of the program, which includes hiring guys like these. And I trust Shieldwood in that area too. So I think it's not ideal. Like, you obviously don't want to be turning over coaches, but sounds like it was a mutual parting. So I'm sure they already have an idea of where they're going next. And I trust that they'll do something good in that area.
Yeah, Conrad, a lot of this byproduct of success too. I mean, not Fitch's situation specifically, but when you do win 12 games, when you have good coordinators or position coaches, they get noticed more and they leave programs and become OCs and head coaches elsewhere. But Texas Tech was able to secure Mac Leftwich and Shieldwood to come back for 2026 and keep so much continuity on the staff. So to hear this in February after the portal closes and just the situation surrounding the coach and some of the rumors coming out, you just sounds like it's tough, but probably the right move for the Texas Tech coaching staff.
Yeah, and we're not here to discuss any rumors of what's out there. I mean, there's a lot of things out there on the internet, and all of it is true. Just kidding, it's not. We know that, but it's it's one of those things that you think about. It just happens from time to time in terms of coaches leaving and new guys coming in and stuff like that. But I mean, just thinking about what this job is and what this program is now, how attractive is that going to be for so many defensive line coaches across the country? Not only to be at Texas Tech, but to work with the guys that were brought in. It's going to be an awesome job. I have complete confidence in Joey and Coach Wood to bring in the right guy that fits this culture well and that wants to be here. And, there's not a better place in the country, in my opinion, biased opinion, but correct opinion, to coach in Texas Tech. And so I think it'll be a good fit. And I think, it's hard to say, what played the part in terms of these guys coming here. The position coach does matter, right? Like it does, but I think Joey and Coach Wood probably matter a little bit more. And this NIL situation is very well documented. So I don't think that's really going to change how people feel about where they are at Texas Tech.
Yeah, great. Well said. Well said. Well, Shahan Jayaraja, friend of the show, CBS Sports, he released his way too early 2026 Big 12 rankings. Any guesses on where Texas Tech falls? And then we'll get into the top five. Conrad, have you read the article? Do you know where they are?
Yeah, I read it from start to finish. I mean, I think it was Texas Tech at 1, and then I think the next team was BYU at like 9. I mean, there were like 8 blank spots between us and everybody else. I mean, it's kind of wild. I was like, Big 12, is this not like the Big 20 now? No, we're number 1 and for good reason. So it's It's not shocking to me at all, and you guys as well, and our listeners as well.
Yeah, and Clayton, one thing that I found interesting about this was, and I'll read the top five. It's Texas Tech, BYU, Houston, Arizona. So a little flip there. Arizona moving into the top four with Noah Fafita coming back and Brent Brennan having a great season a year ago. And then you've got Arizona State at 5, losing Sam Levitt. And then Utah down to 6 with a new coach, no Kyle Whittingham. And then your Texas rivals, you get TCU at 7. And then he's got Baylor, Conrad, at 13. So all the way down at 13. Texas Tech coming in last year.
Wrong.
You think he's
You
wrong?
were about to say Baylor at 8. I was like, wow, that's way too high.
He is a former Baylor grad,
wrong.
but at least he's not biased. Very good professional journalism there from Shahan. But so Baylor at 13, but Texas Tech at 1. Remember last season, guys, coming in, we weren't really sure. We had the crazy portal haul. We're all really excited. You don't have David Bailey till April, but no one really was picking Texas Tech to run away with the Big 12 the way they did. Now everybody in 2026 is expecting Texas Tech to run away with the Big 12 again. And it's just BYU and Tech there, Clay. Do you feel like, based on in your mind, that's where it should be? Are you really competing again with BYU for the Big 12 championship next season?
I do view BYU as the biggest competition going into the season. And honestly, Tech should be number 1 on these lists, like pretty much unanimously across the board. I'm not saying that we'll run away with the league or that we won't, have any competition throughout the year, but based on what we did last season, based on what we did in the portal, who we brought back, who we brought in, like if you don't have Tech in the number 1 spot, I'd actually kind of lose a little bit of respect for your publication or whatever this is. So I definitely think Tech should be number 1. And honestly, the top 4 is probably exactly how I would have it. I do think I would have Utah 5, Arizona State 6. I think I would flip those, but I don't have a problem with Houston and Arizona 3, 4 at all either.
Yeah, Conrad, I just find it so interesting that this is where we are at now. Like hey, you did it. You won the Big 12. You're coming in. You've got the weight of the conference essentially on your shoulders to go make noise in the college football playoff, and the expectation to go win and do more than just win the Big 12, go win a national championship. That's what Joey's goal is going to be in 2026. But it's still just kind of weird. Like, I don't know. For me, it's still weird reading this and be like, Texas Tech number 1, Texas Tech in the playoff. And we'll get to the playoff projections in a second. But has this sat with you yet, Conrad, that this is where you officially are? Have you come off cloud 9 and sat and be like, we're here for the future? Or is it any surprise at you to all?
No, this is who we are. I'm on cloud 10. I mean, it's such an interesting time for us, considering our history and considering what last year was. I mean, I was going to bed last night. I closed my eyes and I just saw Cam Dickey's 80-yard touchdown run against Kansas. I mean, that was just a glorious run, and all the other great plays from this year. I mean, it's so much fun to have a great football team. Like, it's basketball. We love basketball, and we're obviously fully invested in this season. But man, there's something special and unique about Texas Tech football being at this level, and it does so much for a university. And so it's strange in the sense that it's never happened before. But I'm used to it by this point, right? Like, I mean, blowing everyone out in the Big 12, all that stuff. I mean, we really went to the Orange Bowl. And, people, Oregon fans, if you're still listening to this podcast, you're like, yeah, we really destroyed you guys. And yeah, you did. But you got to realize, man, like we've never been in this position before. And so now this program is vaulted into the national conversation and is on this level. It's something for us that it's still hard to get used to in a sense, but it's also something where it's like, oh my goodness, about time. And so, when I see these lists of Texas Tech being number 1, it's something that I just feel like, yeah, it's about time. And, I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm more of a homer than I even thought I was, but even thinking about next year right now, I think it's going to be the exact same thing on repeat. Obviously, the defensive line is not what it was this year. But the offense is going to be much better. So which is crazy because the offense was so good except for one game, truly. So I'm just optimistic, and I think this is the new norm for Texas Tech football, and this is what fans should expect.
Yeah, I was looking at a PFF grade today of Terrence Carter. He graded out at 82.2, which was the second best tight end grade in the country. Oddly enough, behind Carson Bryant at BYU, who is number 1, who's more of like a blocking tight end. I kind of thought that was a little weird. Like, Terrence, in my mind, is way more dynamic than that guy. But just the talent you're returning, you mentioned Cam Dickey, Jacoby Williams, You bring in Brendan Sorsby to replace Baron Morton. The offensive line is pretty stable. There's some continuity remaining on that front as well, too. And I'm just looking at this, like, how is this not going to be better than last year, especially when looking at some of these projections for the conference? You've got Baylor on your schedule. They're not going to be very good. TCU's middle of the pack. I mean, Colorado, I mean, Houston, he has Houston at third, and Houston does come to Lubbock in early. So that could be a good measuring stick game for the team, kind of how Utah was this last year in September, where we got to find out how good we really were. Conrad, you're shaking your head. No concern at all with the Cougars, not buying the Cougar hype. No Cougar juice in 2026.
No Cougar juice.
Okay.
No Cougar juice. And what's crazy about it is, I still think, I mean, that team, correct me if I'm wrong, Clayton, but they're bringing back a lot, correct?
Yeah.
Clayton, or,
Yep.
Yeah. If that's still the same team from last year and we won 35-11 in Houston and our offense got better and our defense just takes a small step back and we're playing them in Lubbock, I mean, give me 45-10 right now.
Right now. There's your. We don't need you to make a prediction for our preview episode in September. We won't even need your prediction. We'll have it written down already. You're good to go.
And I think the thing is, like, last year the question was, can this all actually come together? That was the question. Mm-hmm. The talent was never a question. The question was, can this come together? Now it's like, oh, we've seen it come together. We know talent is not an issue. Why would we expect anything different? Now, I mean, if it doesn't go the same way, I'll be the first to sit here and be like, man, I'm disappointed. But I have no reason right now to think we're not going to be even better offensively and a little worse defensively. And therefore, we'll take a huge step forward because offense is the reason we did not win a playoff game this year.
Okay, Clayton, one thing that comes to mind, though, is this odd. I get it. David Bailey and Lee Hunter, studs, first-round draft picks. Maybe Romello Height, too, but we're just kind of assuming the defense is going to take a step back. Like, that's just an assumption based off the talent you lost. But in a way, like, within the conference and who you're playing, like, could the defense still give up 12 points a game? Like, still force a ton of fumbles? Could Austin Romaine not come into a similar type level that J-Rod had too? I mean, you still brought guys in. I still expect these guys. You're returning Curry, Roberts, Pollock, Jordan. Like, I don't know. I hear Conrad, and I know it's like we're trying to find Chapman.
Oh, wait,
no, he's gone.
No, he transferred.
He's gone.
He's
gone. He transferred. Sorry. Yeah.
So
that's all right.
But, like, you see all these, half the defense is coming back. Like, I don't know. I'm not so certain your defense is not going to be equally as good, minus maybe the individual skill players. But as a unit, as a collective, I can still see this unit being fantastic next season.
I agree with you. I think the defense could easily be the best defense in the Big 12 again, like by a good margin, and it would still be maybe a step down from last year's just because last year's was a historic defense. And I just don't see any way that the defensive line specifically is that good. But I think if it's like 75% of last year's D-line, then I'm with you. Like, I could see the defense as a whole being, nearly just as good, even if you don't have the unit that could like take over a game. But I feel like it's going to be extremely telling of like where this program is in the Big 12 when the preseason Big 12 team comes out, because I was thinking about like, there's probably like 10 guys on your starting offensive defense have a shot at preseason first team. Like when you think about Sampson, Wilson, Ponton, Sorsby, Dickey, Carter, Holmes, Romaine, Pollock, like you could easily have, close to like 40% of the preseason first team all Big 12. So I feel like that's going to be a super telling thing of like where this program is at compared to other Big 12 programs right now.
Yeah, great point. I just want to pause on the defense take a step back because I'm just not certain. We're going to miss the talent at which you lose. But as a collective, Austin Romaine, dude, no one's as good as J-Rod. Like J-Rod just was the best linebacker in the country last year. But this guy's pretty freaking good, Conrad. Like he's very talented and he's a leader and he's a senior. Mateen from Wake Forest. I'm excited. I'm Irigoba. I'm going to say his last name wrong forever. So the people that like to keep me accountable in the comments when I mess up Watts or whoever, keep me accountable there too. But I'm really excited about this unit.
Yeah, I am too. And I think they have all the individual pieces. And, I'm not trying to throw any shade their way in the slightest. I'm just saying last year, it's hard for me not to think that there will be some step back. But just because it's a step back from last year is still, I think to Clayton's point, going to be the best defense in the Big 12 and a top, 15 defense in the country. So step back it's all relative, right? Like, I mean, you're not going
Sure.
to get to watch David Bailey and Romello Hyde again and Lee
Mhm.
Hunter and J-Rod and Wisniewski, but that's okay. Like, it's not like, I mean, those guys were fantastic, but the talent that's brought in is going to be unbelievable too. And so what I said, don't take that in terms of, we're not going to be any good, because that's just not the case. I think it'll be, you've got one of the best defense coordinators in the country. I mean, that's a fact too. And so you've got a guy who's going to put the right guys in the right positions. And Romaine, as what we know, I mean, he came to Texas Tech for a reason. I think he came because he wanted to win a championship, but also he wants to play in a system like Coach Wood's system, and he saw what J-Rod could do in it. And I think that was very, very attractive to who he is and the kind of player he's about. And so it'll still be a great defense. It just will not be historic. And I would be happy to be proven wrong. I mean, 2 years in a row of that kind of defense, that exact same level. Let's just say this: with this offense, and let's just say we had last year's defense, probably national champions.
Okay, so we've got 45-10 over Houston. We've got national champions. But hey, great segue there, Conrad, because
I'm
CBS
serious.
Sport, I believe you. I totally believe you. And we'll see. We'll see what you say come August. But CBS Sports also released a way too early 2026 college football playoff projection. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but any idea where Texas Tech fell as a seeding? So they do have Texas Tech winning the Big 12. I'll give you away that. Do you have any idea where they have Texas Tech seeded in the projections out of the 12-team field?
I'll say sixth.
All
Okay,
I have to say is it should be above Notre Dame considering that schedule.
Okay, so Clayton's got 6. Conrad's got above Notre Dame. I'll read it to you right now. Notre Dame is second behind Miami, which I was surprised Miami number 1. But
Yeah.
Miami, Notre Dame 1 and 2, Texas at number 3. So there you go. You've got your ACC champion, your SEC champion, Texas, your independent automatic qualifier, Notre Dame, and then Indiana at 4. Texas Tech slotted at 5, Clayton. So right above the bye at 5, hosting Michigan in Lubbock, 5 versus 12. That's the projection for Texas Tech. Way too early from CBS Sports. Your thoughts on that? And would you take that matchup come 2026, roughly December, about 10 months from now?
Oh yeah, I'd take it. I'd take any home playoff game in Lubbock right now that you offered me. And you saw how the last time we played Kyle Winningham went, so I'll expect more of the same. But yeah, if you offered me the 5 seed right now, I'd easily take it and run.
Yeah, Conrad.
Yeah, I'd take it. I think considering the format did not change for next year, the dates did not change for next year in terms of the way the season's laid out. You're telling me we get to experience playing Michigan in the Jones? Sign me up. I don't care who walks in there; they're losing that game, and so that'd be really cool to play that game. I do think. I do have some qualms with Notre Dame at 2, but again, I guess that's what you have to write this time of year, and so that's just part of it.
The Notre Dame Redemption Tour 2026. That's what they're going to write about. We're going to hear about it all offseason. We're going to see Marcus Freeman everywhere. It's going to be all over ESPN. So just get ready for it.
And I've been on record saying I think Texas Tech schedule next year is very weak, but Notre Dame's schedule is equally weak, if not worse. And so, that would be my opinion.
Do they get Miami again week 1? Is that like a home and home? Is Miami going to South Bend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So CBS has got a 1 versus 2 matchup again. We had that Texas Ohio State, and who knows if this will be the actual AP ranking, but we had Ohio State Texas coming into this last season, and then they could have Miami Notre Dame at 1 and 2. That would be pretty interesting as well. And it came down to those teams making the playoff here, and Miami found a way to get to the Natty. So that would be a lot of storylines if that opening game of the year. That'd actually be a lot of fun if they were.
It's actually. Sorry, I'm looking at it right now. It's actually not the opening game. It's actually in November.
It's in November. Okay, but they do. Oh, so Miami's got to go to South Bend in November. That's tough.
November 7th.
Wow, that's gonna be cold.
Never mind. I'm going to retract that statement. Never mind.
About what? Notre Dame?
I don't know. Actually, that's pretty okay. Let me read you the schedule, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong or right. Wisconsin at home, Rice at home, Michigan State at home, at Purdue, at North Carolina, Stanford at home, at BYU, Navy at home, Miami at home, Boston College at home, SMU at home, Syracuse on the road.
I'll take our schedule.
You think our schedule's worse than that? Harder than that?
Harder.
It's so tough because they do have Miami. Like that could be.
Yeah, like will we face a team that's as good as Miami and BYU?
Right, yeah.
Right there with you.
That is two teams that are probably better.
In Provo. So
and what's SMU going to be?
Yeah.
The
they do have a lot of like bottom of the barrel Power 5
like
though,
Syracuse,
like Purdue,
Stanford,
North Carolina,
Purdue,
Stanford.
Right.
Yeah.
Michigan State. Like, I don't know. You're not going to, wow me with that schedule. Even with and who knows what Miami is in November or coming into South Bend. I mean, new quarterback, lots of different pieces. They will have Malachi Toney still, but I'm going to take the Red Raiders as a harder schedule. The Big 12, man, the dominant conference at the Big 12 is, Conrad. It's right there behind the SEC.
Stop it. For all of you out there, that is not the unanimous opinion of the Broadway Shuffle. So do not discredit us based on one person's take, please.
It's not.
You've probably done that based on my takes before, but that's okay.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, man. Well, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of football to get into there and we'll be here with you all spring. I wanted to get to a new segment we're introducing on the Broadway Shuffle. We want to, as we get into the spring and move away from football, basketball will be coming to an end in a month and a half. We want to do a rapid fire segment. We want to add some quick questions. The guys don't know what I'm asking, but we'll do about 3 questions every Wednesday night, just part of the rapid fire. We'd love to hear your comments and YouTube on Spotify as well. So make sure to like and subscribe, follow if you have not already. We appreciate you doing so. So guys, I'll start here. It's a rapid fire with the Broadway Shuffle. I want to start. We are a sports podcast, so I'm going to stick in the sports world to start. Clayton, I'll go to you first. Best sports movie ever. You've got less than 5 seconds to answer.
Moneyball.
Ooh, okay.
I will also, as a bonus, I will give you my least favorite sports movie ever.
Okay,
that's Draft Day.
More than happy. Which one?
Draft Day.
That
movie
is that with Kevin Costner about the Browns? I've never seen
where he makes
that.
all those trades.
Oh,
you've never seen it? Don't waste your time, man.
No, okay.
It's bad.
Good to know. Good to know. I don't. So, Moneyball with Brad Pitt. That's a good one. The Oakland A's. That is a great sports movie. I just wouldn't expect that to be the best all time. But Conrad, I'll give you the same question. You've been able to think a little bit, but best sports movie ever.
I knew it the second you asked. Friday Night Lights. Not even a question.
Wow. I'm going Field of Dreams. I'm a big Field of Dreams guy. Nice. I cry every time at that scene when he asks his dad to play catch and they're throwing the ball together. That in the movie, that I've seen it like 5-6 times and I cry every time. Great movie.
Hoosiers is also great, and Rudy is also really good too.
Yeah. What about, let's see. I mean, there's so many you could go. I'm trying to think, like, what are some consolation prizes won now that we're on it?
Like
Did you guys growing up, like, have you ever seen like Rookie of the Year? Or like, I'm trying to think of these like cute, Air Bud. Does Air Bud count?
Air Bud. Yeah.
Air Bud.
Baby,
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's I'm rooting for the Seahawks primarily because I don't know if you remember this Air Bud football movie, but they played in Seattle and like the team they were playing had the Seahawks jerseys. I thought it was my first time being introduced to the Seahawks jerseys, and I was like, those are sick. And so I kind of started thought the Seahawks were cool. So go Hawks in the Super Bowl. We'll get to our predictions, by the way, before we close the show. All right, good job, guys. Next question: actor you'd want to play you in a movie, Clayton?
Give me Miles Teller.
Okay, Miles Teller. All right, Conrad.
I got to be more attractive in the movie than I am in real life.
Yeah, Miles Teller's good looking. Conrad.
Christian Bale.
Why Christian Bale?
I don't know, man. I love the Batman movies and his flow. It's not the same type of flow, but it's similar. I guess consolation prize would be probably Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know.
You look nothing like those guys.
Maybe Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. By the way, I don't know if I'd classify your hair as flow. It's more like swooped.
Like I can classify my hair however I want to.
You can. I'm just saying I don't know if I'd classify. It looks good though. It looks very good.
Appreciate it. Yours too.
I've got 2 answers here. Clayton, as you well know, my celebrity lookalike is David Spade. So I've been told a lot that I look like David Spade. So I think David might be the guy, but I would want Ryan Gosling to play. I mean, I don't
That's
know.
A good answer.
How could you not like Ryan, man? So I'm going to have Ryan Gosling. Okay, song that gets you hyped before a game or anything. Could be your wedding, Clayton, but song that gets you hyped.
Oof. I should have looked at this one beforehand. I'll resort to my 8th grade pregame basketball playlist. I used to listen to Power by Kanye West for every game.
That's a good one. That's a good
That
one.
gets the job done.
That gets the job done. Conrad?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broadway Shuffle intro music.
Doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
That
doesn't count. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it's so hard. There's so much good music out there. I mean,
man, the rapid fire. That was past 5 seconds. A rapid question.
It's tough. I mean, you think about you gotta think about King George, man. Like, Take Me to Texas. When I lived in California, I sung that before I went to bed every single night, and it got me really pumped up to go to sleep every single night.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know. That's
I went
the only
dark.
way you could survive California, especially during COVID, was King George. I'm sure.
Yeah,
you had to get back to the promised land.
Yeah,
and you did. Hey, you found your way. You got back.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what just came to my mind.
I'm going the Motto by Lil Wayne and Drake was my bus ride
Nice.
song to the basketball games, and then Over by Drake. It's just Drake was a big right back when we were in junior high and high school. So
Swag surfing could get me hype anywhere, anytime.
Swag surfing could get
There
you
you
hype
go.
as well too. So hey, well that was rapid fire, guys. I'm looking forward to every Wednesday night bringing that to you guys, and let us know in the comments as well what some of your answers are to the questions. But that was fun. Good to know. Hey, you learned something new here on the Broadway Shuffle. Well, we will be back on Monday to react to the West Virginia game. But we also have some exciting news to announce. Friday, February 20th, from Lubbock at the Wonder Tree Studios, we will be doing another live show. We did one in November, had a blast, had Holly Rowe on, Giovanetti, Womble. So if you haven't checked that out, go listen to that as well from November. We had a lot of fun interviews, but we have some exciting guests planned for you guys as well. And the 20th going to be a little different than the one in November, but we're looking forward to that. It'll be at 3 p.m. exclusively on YouTube at the Broadway Shuffle. So make sure to check that out. We invite you to follow, rate, review, and subscribe on Spotify and Apple, and as well as YouTube. So Recom Tech, everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on the Broadway Shuffle.
He makes the catch. He's going